My name is Timm Preusser. I'm the International Provost for COPA University. I'm also a Platinum CCP, and today we will be talking about the 5P change check. So today I would like to talk to you about the 5P change check. It is a tool which helps us to become safer pilots. But what exactly does safe mean? So if you have a look over to the slide, you see here a bicycle helmet. And the question is, will the bicycle helmet make the bicycle rider safer? And it does not. The bicycle helmet helps the bicycle rider in case of an accident to have less injuries. The same is with our cap system. Cap system also does not make the flight safer. If you take a wrong decision, at the end you might be happy to have caps available, but caps itself is not making the flight safer. The only way to make a flight safer is to have personal minimums. That will make us safer, or personal flight rules which we will be obeying, and they make us safer. So it is very important to also understand the fewer decisions we take in flight, the safer we will be. That is a lesson we have learned from the airlines. An airline captain cannot make his own decisions. He has to follow his flight operation manual, and he has a co-pilot. The co-pilot will make sure that the captain follows the rules. This is something which we do not have in general aviation. In general aviation, we do not have a second pilot. So it's even more important that we follow our own rules and make sure that we don't deviate from them. I can give you an example from myself. I'm an IFR pilot. I fly at night. I fly in IMC. I also fly over mountains. But I have a personal rule. Single engine, I do not fly in IMC at night over mountains. Or also, I would not fly at night over longer stretches of open water, because all these risk factors are additive, and we need to be aware of that. So it is not really simple to follow rules like that, because very often, if you are in the air, something changes. Something you were not aware of before you took off. And I give you an example. My wife Gerda and I were on a flight from the center of Spain to France, and we reached the east coast of Spain, and the plan was to fly northbound when the controller suddenly said, November Tango Golf, make a right turn, fly heading 090. Okay, we did that. And the coastline came and the water came. And then the coastline disappeared behind us. So I asked the controller, when can we expect to be turned northbound again? And he really said, not today. Barcelona has a complete radar outage. They are not accepting any northbound flight for the rest of today. And you continue, please, to the Sierra Juliet VOR. And I looked it up on the map. That is a Mallorca VOR, and it is 150 nautical miles over open water. So a lot changed exactly in that moment. We did have good weather. We had our life vests in the airplane, but we did not have the raft. The raft was at home in the hangar. So should we continue now, or should we make a change to this flight? And we introduced a change to the flight. And you can look here again. The question is, the change check, is there anything which has changed since our original go, no-go decision? That's what we have to figure out. And we are talking about the plan. In this case, the plan changed a lot. We are talking about the airplane. There might be some mechanical or electrical failures. It was not in our case. We are talking about the pilot. The pilot was doing great. We are talking about the passengers. We had only the teddy bears on board, so no worries about that. And the programming. So the programming had to change also. Suddenly, we have a new plan. We have a new programming. So 2 of the 5 P's changed that moment when the controller sent us over water. Now, how often should we check these 5 P's? The checkpoints are anytime you recognize a change, and that was in our case the moment when the controller gave us turn right, fly heading 090. But also, if you do not recognize a change, every 30 minutes in flight you should go through the 5 P's. Has anything changed and we did not recognize that? And of course, the most important thing is stick to your personal flight rules, stick to your personal minimums. That's important. So now you go through your 5P check and you figure out that something has changed. Let's make a simple example. The weather is better than forecast. That's a change. Yes, but it would not influence our flight. But in our case, the plan changed a lot, and we need to make sure that we understand the increased risk which comes from this change. The question is the resulting risk acceptable? And that's a very difficult question to answer. I have a better wording for this question, and that is, would I have taken off knowing this was going to happen? And if I come to the conclusion, if I would have known that we have to fly 150 nautical miles over open sea without a life raft, I would never have taken off. And so that is the best question you can ask yourself. Would I have taken off knowing this was going to happen? No, then divert or end the flight early. Do something, because very, very often when one door opens ahead of you, another door closes behind you. Would we have accepted that 150 nautical miles over open water in addition to what we had planned for, that might have brought us into a fuel problem? And then there are not many islands available where we can land. So an opening door is a nice thing to have, but please understand there is always a door behind you which might close. So the question for you is, would I have taken off if knowing this was going to happen? And if the answer is no, then just end that flight. Make a safe decision. I hope this helped. Thanks for watching. I hope to meet you on the forums or at one of the next CPPPs.